Welcome back. So here we are going to be looking at the crew and how we can develop them. So by clicking on the crew button we get a good overview of our manifest, see who's here. There are different ways of sorting it and filtering it. So what we're going to do is start off with Captain de Gaulle, and what we're going to do first of all is obviously change his name. So we're going to change our name to Captain Helmseye, and as has been suggested kindly, I think because of the name he should actually be able to change his eyewear, and we're obviously going to change that to the classic eye patch. Apparently the new feature is that we can choose the hat, so we can give him a hat as well, but I'm not too keen on the hat so far, just personal comment. We can also change the armbands if we want to give them an armband. So anyway, there's Captain Helmseye, a bit like Captain Birdseye but with a better haircut. So let's just put a capital in there, got to be right, get that right. Okay, so now we go to the jobs. So what can he do? Well, currently he can add jobs. So this is, he's obviously an explorer, he's a level 3 explorer already, so that means as a level 6 character we've got 3 points to spend. So what are we going to spend them on? Well, I'm actually going to go up a bit more in exploring. I'm also choosing to work on the other feature I have, which is I think that I'm going to be interested in doing a bit of shooting with him. So I'm actually going to give him Pistolier. So you'll see this adds +3 to pistols and +1 to evasion. So this becomes important once we do boarding actions or sometimes if we come across hostiles while exploring. So I think that's a good idea. And we've got one other thing we can take. Well, this is where I'd like to play a little bit on the role-playing element of this character, and we're going to say that he's been involved a little bit in spying. So you'll see this will help him again with, he gets a little bit more in pistols, stealth and electronics. So there we are. So talents. So again, he's got 3 of those to choose from, and you'll notice that these talents are really fun part of the game, because these are things that will come up in different parts of the game where you'll see shortly we get like a set of cards come up which one of them will be chosen, and we can do things to influence which one of those cards are chosen, because there's always negative and positive ones, and obviously there are also certain types of positive ones you really want above others, so you can improve your chances of getting them by having talents. So your talents fall into two categories, if I can get my teeth in. So we've got things like gut instinct, which means if we fail an explore test in any situation, we get help to pass it. We've got vigilant searches, which means we can re-roll one of those cards that you'll see some more of later. We've got plentiful rewards, so that means we can increase the rewards we get by 10%, plus the explore skill we have. So did you notice earlier that we went up in rank in explore, so this will be a good one for us to have. Then we've got Far Voyager. Now this is a fun one because it's as you travel and the amount of fuel you use, and also some of the problems you can come across in the dangers of deep space, this helps there. And now what we've got is, because we've chosen Pistolier as well, we've got the ability to choose different talents which will help us when we're in combat. And then because we chose the Spy, we've also got some that we can choose from Spy. So if we take this one, Shadowed Fire, it says in crew combat, pistol attack with +25% accuracy, +25 damage, +2 armor piercing, and requires stealth mode to use. It's like, oh, so how do we get stealth mode? Well, let's find out when we play. So what we'll do is we'll start with having this one here of plentiful rewards or Far Voyager. Well, we're going to go for plentiful rewards because Remember, this is going to add our explore skill, so that will help. Because I'm primarily a explorer, I'm also going to go for vigilant search. So when I'm exploring, I get help with a card. But I do need to do something to help with being a bit of a spy. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to wait before we do some of these other ones that help us when we're sort of in combat. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go for a espionage sweep. So when spying in the orbit of a system, we can remove a risk card. Now, you'll also notice that on the right hand side, it helps us know exactly what's what, because remember, exploring is the flag, and pistolier is obviously the pistol symbol, and of course spying is this kind of spider symbol. I'm sure it's a spider, not a crab. There we are, and that's us done. So here we are. We're an explorer with plentiful rewards, vigilant search, we're a pistolier, we have the espionage sweep for spying. In crew combat, we use a predator pistol, and we prefer position 2. So you'll see what that means shortly. And now we can go on to the next crew member. So here we've got a doctor. Doctors are very important. So here, what we can do is actually we can change what they're equipped with. Well, I'm actually going to give, rather than a sword, I'm going to give him a snubber, C2 snubber. I know it's a bit unusual for a doctor, but we're going to make him a combat doctor, so forgive me for that. So you'll notice this then gives us some different characteristics: the amount of damage, the piercing, the accuracy, and the parry ability. You'll notice here you've also got an offhand blade, which is if you've got a pistol and you've got the blade skill, you can mix them up, and we'll see if we can get someone else to do that later, so we can see what that looks like. So that's how we're equipping them. Now I think we should change the visual. So shall we pretend that we're friendly by changing the uniform to a bit more of a kind of, I don't know, is that doctor-y? He's sort of a combat medic, I think, so I think we'll go for that one. Sort of doctor-y. Volcar Sonis. So, jobs. Well, it makes sense that they have the doctor skill. Remember, these are level 3, so they already have 1 in what they are. So he's obviously got 1 in doctor already. And I've got 2 more to spend. Well, I'm actually going to go for... I've made a mistake. I'm going to go for combat medic, which they have to have pistols for. So I better change that, hadn't I? So I'm going to go for combat medic, and I'm going to do that twice. And I'm going to go back to equip and say, I don't know what I'm doing, doctor, please take a pistol. Which I still think is better than a sword. Okay, so that's what they need to have. Talents. So again, we've got just the 1 point to spend here. And what I'm going to do is go for field surgery. So that means he can help cure people when under attack, which you'll see is going to become important. So again, can you notice this? In crew combat, removes all debuffs and heals 20 hit points, and then plus 7 of the doctor. So this is going to become quite important going up in the doctor field. And you can also see you can go for combat type things as well. And that's given away by the fact that we've got the combat doctor symbol there. And these are obviously the traditional doctor here. So we'll go for field surgery. And there we are. So Volcar Sonis. So I'm not going to be calling him Bones, obviously. Right. Next, we've got the next officer type is the quartermaster. She's got stern leader. We've also got on here, of course, how much they cost, and let's train the job. So she is a quartermaster, and that gives her +1 in ship ops, +1 on command, +2 on intimidate. This starts to become quite important. So we're going to train her in quartermaster up to the full amount, and her talents are, in case people start to mutiny. Yes, there can be a mutiny on the bounty, Captain. So what we're going to do is help her to keep control of our crew. So I'm going to give her a watchful eye, which means that she automatically passes an ops test. We like that. And also, when paying our crew, she can give us some bonuses as we go up in rank. But to start with, we'll start with watchful eye. Our next officer is an engineer. And here you can see he adds +3 to repair and +1 to electronics. And it tells us a description here. She's trained to operate and maintain many systems and technologies that are the backbone of every star trading vessel. Their keen focus on ship repair and complex electronic systems make them indispensable on high-tech ships. Level 2 grants +4 repair and +3 electronics. Well, funnily enough, that's what we do. So we're going to go up as an engineer. And also, if we look down here, I think we've got something that talks about helping with electronics. Let's have a look. Spy, +1 electronics. What else? Mechanic. There we are. So we'll also train them in mechanic. So that will help us with ship ops, repair. So you see